Why can't you guys hear me? This is the wrong camera. Let's get on the right camera. Okay. Can you hear me now? Now we can hear you, but we can't see you. All right. So everything should be all together right now. Again, my engineers went back to Guatemala. They had a wedding they had to go to down there. So now they're going to have to go through the whole process of, thank you, ma'am, of now they're going to have to go through the whole process of sneaking back. I mean, making their way back across the border to come back and come in to help us do the show again. Again, this is Andrews the podcast. I was talking about a bunch of stuff in the beginning, and apparently nobody could hear me. So I guess I better start that over. You know what we do every Tuesday night? This is the #1 podcast in the area. This is why you tune in. You tune in for the information. And we got the information in here tonight, right? And if you're in District 3 of Georgetown County, right? Again, salute to District 3 in Williamsburg County. It's important that we get this man through this primary election. And if you have not registered to vote yet, right? If you have any questions, you can do it online. It's very, very easy, guys. All you need is your license or your ID number on there, and you can be registered to vote within no time. Now, it's important that you be registered to vote by May 11th, okay? Because that's the cutoff date in order for you to be able to vote in the primary, right? And the primary, I know some of you guys are already looking ahead to November, but we need to slow it down and get our candidates, the candidates that we want, through this primary, right? And again, I got some information for the people in District 3, Georgetown County, where Councilman, what they say, claim it. So I'm already doing that. Where Ernie Cooper is running. Okay. Yes, June 11th is the primary, but you got to be registered to vote. You guys see that name right there, Veronica D. McCrae. If you're on Facebook and you have any questions, if you know that you got a family member in town that may be technologically not that technologically inclined, in other words, they can't navigate or do whatever they need to do on Facebook or wherever they need to do it on, please reach out to Veronica McCrae, right? And she will pull up on you. All right. This Saturday, let me stop because I gotta look at my one time I could just say this Saturday I'm gonna be in the park, and I don't know that. So let me slow down on that. But anyway, Miss Veronica D. McCrae on Facebook. She'll come out, she'll show you how to register to vote. Okay. Again, she can't tell you how to vote or who to vote for, but she can help get you prepared, help get you legal. You feel what I'm saying? Now, we would hope that you would vote for this guy right here. If you're in Georgetown County District 3 on June 11th, put it down for Ernie Cooper Sr. because Everett Carolina, we're going to have a discussion about him a little bit later. Again, make sure, let me go back through some of this stuff here real fast. I apologize, guys. I'm kind of wound up, but it's going to be that kind of night. All right. It's going to be that kind of night. Again, this is Andrews, the podcast. All right. This is why you tune in over here. All right. Because we come with the information, right, that you need in order to make the decisions that you need to make. All right. And here's something that you need to, again, this is one of them things. If you got family members that you know have cell phones because you called them on the cell phones, but those family members do not participate or do not engage in social media, please encourage them to download this app. They don't have to be on social media to have this app right here. This is the Town of Andrews new app, right? It's everything the Town of Andrews in your pocket, okay? And the more people that get on this app, the the more people that get on this app, the more that they will upgrade this app. You feel what I'm saying? And I know it was brought up back during the campaign that, hey, they don't have a way for citizens to pay their bills online. Well, I don't think you better be too quick to jump to that. You better make sure Andrews got enough money to have the proper cybersecurity to protect, you know what I mean, that type of information. Because if you've been following Garbage and Beyond, then you've seen where, hey, listen, Georgetown County has been hacked a couple times. Okay, so just keep that in mind as we move forward on this. But encourage your family members to download this, and when you download it, make sure that you turn on the notifications. Okay, make sure that you turn on the notifications. Again, you don't have to be on social media to have this app. Okay, so again, you know, it's always good to have the information that you need. Well, let me welcome the star of the show. You know how it is. Every Tuesday night, we get it popping over here. You feel what I'm saying? So again, this is why y'all come over here, because y'all like to hear the bombs drop. Got to bring the bomb back. And let me bring the mayor of Andrews, South Carolina on. Sir, how are you?
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. It's been a week or so, huh?
Yeah. You know, hey, you
tapped out last week. Hey, I'm still recovering from this severe sinus infection I had, and I didn't realize sinus would take you out like this, man. But it had me down for about 2 weeks, and I can still feel a little bit of it. But today is the best I've felt in a while. So I'm back. Hope everybody's good out there. You know, it's good to be back on the podcast. What's going on your end?
Hey man, I'm glad to have you back. I'm a little wound up this week right here. I
can tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead. We're gonna hop right into this right here. How you doing, Miss Sumter? Thank you very much. Okay, that's why people come over to this podcast right now. I see that, you know what I mean. We in a time now where hey, listen, we gotta. I'm gonna have to just turn it up a little bit so tonight it gets turned up. Sir, I got a call from a friend of mine over in the Sampit area, right? And of course, you were aware of the race, you know, that's going on. You're aware of the race that's going on in District 3, and you know,
I hope I'm not the only one.
You're aware of the situation. Well, yeah, well, and that's something else. But you know what? I would have to say that more people are aware now because of Andrews the podcast. I'll go ahead and yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, you're doing a great job out there, and I appreciate that. Not just for the town of Andrews, but you know, again, you come in with a pretty extensive packet in terms of in social media and capturing, you know, moments that people will be able to cherish for a very long time with respect to your photography work. Now, so you got the drone in the air capturing aerial footage of things, and people can see. They're like in Andrews, I saw the one you just did this past weekend. You can see the town in a different perspective, and you know, hopefully gain some appreciation for what's happening. So you come with a barrage of things to bring the truth to the people. So I appreciate you.
So you guys, I want you to so you understand what's going on. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of insight tonight, right? I'm feeling. Hey, listen, I'm. That's why I say he's the star of the show. See what I'm saying? He kind of like, all right, let's slow it down a little bit. Jumping up the gate a little bit, and because, hey man, that's that's why we're a great team together, brother. I appreciate that, and I thank you, man. And you're right. That's a different perspective. Just you know, we you know, it's the drone's eye view. And it's
and I'll say this to you as well. And this is the way it's supposed to happen. So, you know, I see other platforms starting to expand and mimic not necessarily copy, but mimic what you're doing.
They're my sons. They're my sons.
To broaden their platform. So, we all, we learn and we grow, but, give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
If you learn something from someone else, at least, so don't, if you're going to plagiarize, at least, give them some credit. But I see that's happening, and that's okay. It's a good thing, because
oh my goodness,
truth and good information that you're putting out, because we have enough of bad information being spread across these multi platforms of communication. And so when you find one that you can be, you can rely on the truth, hard truth, some of it's hard truth, but it's the truth, and then it's not biased, then you move on. And that's what this is happening. And I see other platforms trying to expand. I'll see who's going to be the next drone man or woman, but that's good work out there.
I'm about to get a submarine. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them what's next. I got a submarine that I just ordered off of eBay, and I'm trying it in Black River in a couple weeks. Right? You know what I mean?
That's funny. That's good stuff.
But no, it does. That's the beauty of it. You feel what I'm saying? Is that, you know what I mean? If you don't inspire, why do anything? You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, and it makes variety is the spice of life. So it's all, I'm loving it. But speaking of, and I sent Miss Letha a link. So, but if somebody's from this group right here, let me go ahead and shut the city down this Saturday. Well, let me you know what? I'm not even gonna use that phrase. Shut the city down. That's kind of cheesy. They lift the city up this weekend. Is what they did. Yeah. Right. That's what they did. They lift the city up. Shout out to the Riding Divas. They did a wonderful job. Again, inspiring the people to come out and participate. This was I couldn't stay to the entire event, but all reports it was awesome.
Yeah, I missed all of it. I had a Mayor's Association conference. I'm gonna send you a few photos if you don't mind. Mm-hmm. Kind of highlight what was going on this weekend. But I certainly enjoyed it again through your work. I got to see a lot of the activity that was going on. Now that one I don't approve of, but because
I told him to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and take the blame for that. I take the blame for that. I said, look, that's where the sewer thing happened at. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, because it's people can get hurt, but that was a good one.
Yeah. A
lot of folks don't know about your comedic, your comedic work too that you bring in. So I know you come with a full package.
Yeah. So yeah, that was I get concerned about that when they because I've seen the videos of it doesn't always go the way that
oh, there's my friend there from McCormick. I mean, not McCormick. I keep calling her McCormick, but Cynthia McCormick from Patrick, South Carolina. She's a councilwoman out there. Good friend of mine that's just signed on. Hello there, Cynthia.
No doubt. To Sheen. Hey man, we got this. We go ahead and do some shout outs real fast.
Look at Miss Thompson.
There you go. Look go.
Hey, I don't know where she gets because she travels all the time. She might be watching us from some Caribbean island or something. She travels all the time. Her and her sister.
No doubt. And you know Miss Davis in the building. She always gets the bomb right there.
Looks familiar. Good to see her.
Let's see what else we got up in the building, right up in here. Let's see. Who else we got in the building? You're right. Them drones don't lie. And I'm like, man, listen, Carter Weaver, if you need a drone, you know what I mean? I know I've talked junk. I understand, boss. See, I'm already falling in line right there.
You wired up tonight.
Oh man, listen, I'm jacked because of, and again, let's talk through some other stuff first.
Yeah,
because your Mr. Everett Carolina has me jacked up tonight. Again, somebody tagged somebody in Sanford, South Carolina. Somebody tagged somebody in Osita. Somebody tagged somebody in District 3. This voting thing, I had a conversation with a brother in the barbershop earlier today about, voting. And I mean, full disclosure, like I didn't participate in voting for a long time. You feel what I'm saying? Because I wasn't involved, so I didn't understand how important it was.
That's right.
And that's the truth of it. Now, I mean, even now as I ride through and I'm seeing these signs, I have to go on social media and try to figure out who these people are, because that's one of the things that I got disenchanted with, is that I didn't know when the hell I was voting for a lot of the times. I'm just going in there, just playing. Okay, his name sound good. He sound like he might do good. You know what I mean? And they always talk about how people died for that right and all that. Well, that's one thing, but what do we know? And so, sorry, I'm off on another little dive. But anyway.
No, to be honest, no, I think that's important. And it's the same thing with me. It wasn't something that was taught in school and focused on, and certainly wasn't something that we talked about at home. So, all the way up to high school, I didn't really, I wasn't into the politics thing until I got to high school, and then there goes, about basketball coach, the wife of the mayor at that time, Mary Hazen. Yes, when it was first kind of, okay, there is a government, and there's, and that's kind of was the extent of it. And so, but now where I sit, and after, now I'm an old cat, and seeing how this thing works, it's important that we start to drive this to our kids. I would say as early as elementary school. They have to know. So visiting the schools and talking to those kids and go to various events that I go to, I can see they now they recognize me outside, and hopefully along the way they'll understand a little bit about what it is that comes with this position and the importance in their lives, especially at the local level. So I mean,
think about this: the 10-year-olds that you talked to when you got back, they're voting this year.
That's right. I've spoken to some of them. This current graduating class was that age, and so they're familiar with the government, and of course, as we all know now that national level politics has now trickled its way down to the local level, that you're seeing some of the same campaign styles, if you will, and things that you would see at that level starting to happen here. And some of the, but then they don't, but the difference is that the impact that, your local government at the county and municipality would have is immediate on the citizen, as opposed to what's happening, a lot of the things that's happening at the national. So we got to understand now to differentiate, or to understand where those lines meet, and the importance of putting the right people in the right place, and not just that, but being a part of it. Because
I promise you that this guy right here, Everett Carolina, he's not nowhere near the right people. And like you said, he's employing tactics that they accuse Trump of, right? He's telling the people. He told a person that called me, right, and explained to me, a person that was at the meeting, that him and his wife decided I didn't have the right to film, okay? That he's calling around now saying that, telling the people over in that area, hey, he's close to getting a sewer system done. So, encourage this man to back down, and he's that close. So, it's important that they vote for him. Now, truth is, it's not him that's making the call. It's his flunky that's making the call. I'm not going to call his flunky's name, but he's not a public official, right? But it's his flunky. His name starts with an F, and it sounds like it's almost like your name, but if you put an IE on the end of it. But you know what I mean? Allegedly.
Well, I'll tell you. That's interesting.
That's what the dude is. He's calling around telling these people, and so what he's basing that on, right? And that's why, man, I've been following this guy. I've been following this guy for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a minute, right? And I've watched how they've cleverly taken what he's done. This guy. So he's all right. Let's unpack. Let's unpack this piece by piece, if you don't mind. Help
Thank you,
me
sir, Mr. Williams. Yeah, go
unpack. Help me unpack this as far as I have a theory on this whole thing, right?
Okay.
As to what it is, like you said, and that was just a perfect segue where you said the national level politics have trickled down to the point where this man will I'm not going to use the L word, but this man would mislead people to, in this way.
Mm-hmm.
What he's telling people is that he's close to doing this and that, right? And guys, I'm gonna get to the comment, but I need to stay in on pace here, right? So let me get back over here. So what he's telling people is that he's close to that based on the fact that this project was named on this list of how many, 63 projects?
Yeah, I think somewhere in the neighborhood.
Right?
And now, that number could be greater, but I'll go ahead with your point.
So my point to the person that I was talking to was that, listen, he's telling you this and he's trying to convince the people that he's close. That the fact that that's on that paper means jack S, because that's a wish list. It may not even make the cut. And more importantly, I wanted him to understand that that wasn't Everett, Carolina that put that out there, because it came from Georgetown County. What's that agency? Water and Sewer District. So was I right in telling this person that there's there's very little chance that project will pass, given everything that's on that list?
Well, I'll say this, and I don't know because I didn't see the application, but the process, I understand the process very well. And that project could have been nominated by that councilman, in this case, Councilman Carolina, could have been nominated. I don't know, because you had to have gone through an agency. And I forgot how they phrase them. You have to go through an agency to get your project nominated.
I'll give him that. Let's back that up. I'll give him that. Let's say he did submit the project.
Yeah.
What is and there's no way for you to know what the likelihood is of, but him giving the impression that he's close to giving the folks in that area sewer, not giving, but
getting him that access to that.
Getting access to that resource. All they got to do is give him another chance, another 4 more years. How realistic that is that for what he's saying? Based on this, just based on this list, because my point is this: Everett, Carolina could not provide no documentation outside of this. I promise you, he hasn't done nothing else. So, is there another alternate source that you've decided to? These are the questions that I think that the folks should be asking. Somebody tag my man Chris Robinson and Samp it over there, please.
Well, here's I think you hit the nail on the head when you say this is a wish list. That's for everybody that has submitted. Okay, at this point, because we're at the sponsored entity is what I was looking for as a language. Yes. So a sponsored entity is the access to legitimately, legally get your project on that list. Okay. So now he could have been that guy who said, okay, this is what I want for this district, and then submitted to Mr. Tommy Kennedy's organization, which is the Georgetown County Water and Sewer District. And then it made the list. Now, to your other point is, what is the likelihood of these things getting there? Well, there's a lot of questions about all of them. So this thing now has to go as it is right now with this commission, to now rack and stack, to prioritize these 63 plus projects that's in excess of $200 million, to prioritize these projects. And, you know, shout out to the commission. They've done a great job to get it to this point. So now you don't know where your project is going to land. That's to include the 4 that we submitted here from the town of Andrews. So now, so even once, so let's say you could be number 10, but if 1 through 9 consumes all of the money, you just went through an exercise period. That's all it has been or will be. But it still has to pass. The people have to vote on this thing in November, the same time they vote on these officials to be either reelected or bring in someone new. So if you're running a campaign based on making these promises, then you're kind of misleading the people. You're not being forthcoming on the truth. It's a wish list. So if you build your hopes on this thing here, they may not happen. Now, the other thing is that the monies won't start to collect until 2025. So if it's get approved in November 2024, 2025 is the collection period. So you got to wait for those pennies to add up to these millions that you have now submitted these projects for in order for this money to apply. I mean, common sense. So now if they anticipate, which they have anticipate collecting 10 million per year, and you look at some of those projects, you can put your list back up. Some of them are already in the 10 million. So if it's 10 million per year, it depends on, again, how these things are racked and stacked, whether you're going to get funded in the first year, somewhere between 20 to 2026. And if you're not in that first 10 million, then you may be somewhere close to 2030 and beyond. If you fall into that range where you're going to get some of this money. There's a lot of ifs. So then my thing to the people that you're speaking of, if then this is all you're bringing to the table, all the promises that you're bringing to the table that you're going to do, and it doesn't happen, then you're right back where you were for the last 8 years. So you gamble, or you go with someone who
I mean,
come in
and the
that's where you are.
The history. Well, the history's not on his side. His record is not on his side, right? Because there's $1 million that he had, and one of the questions that came up, that kept coming up in that meeting that I was not allowed to
video
to film was about this on the screen right here. You see it. It's.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with this list.
So they were talking about lights. He was asking the people in Sanford, like he was Santa Claus. Okay, I got $375,000. What do you guys want me to do? And this is $375 from 2004 from this 1 cent penny sales tax from 2014, right? And one of the questions that came up was the people were saying, well, we need lights and signage, in the parks or whatever. And he was like, okay, let me write that down. So one of the people who had access to this list that you guys see on the screen right here asked the question about number 8, lighting and signage and trails, North Santee, Sanpete, Andrews, and Lambertown, $88,098. And that's $88,098 of the $1 million that people been hearing me scream about for a damn year, about the $1 million from the first penny sales tax that the Georgetown County Council gave themselves. They gave each council member $1 million. The people of Georgetown County voted on these damn projects right here, right? Which was 5 projects. The Winyard Bay dredging, not done. Merle's Inlet dredging, not done. They just asked for $21 more million in this new penny sales tax. You got the Andrews Fire Department, not done. You got fire stations, and they want more fire stations that they begging for. Okay, so he hasn't done, and after they took the $41 million that they collected. They said, hey, we got excess money, which there was no excess money because the projects were not done yet. And they gave each other money. Each council member had $1 million. Daddy Rabbit, Becky with the not so good hair no more. She don't look like this no more, y'all. All of these people right here took $1 million from the once and tell me if I'm lying at any point, Mayor, please stop me. Okay.
I want to correct one thing. You're not lying, but I want on the Merle's Inlet dredging was completed. But as you said, they are now the Wynyard Bay wasn't. That's the Georgetown. But the Merle's Inlet was completed. But you see now on this new list, they're asking for another $21 million for the same work. And these monies are not supposed to be for sustainment. And this, to me, is one of the things I want to address with this commission is that how is this? And they may have already picked up. I haven't talked to them in the last few weeks. They may have picked up on that. But this, to me, falls into that sustainment category. If you're going back to the same type or the same project, not same type, you're going back to the same area to dredge again, that is sustainment dollars that should be maintained by that government, not to be used repeatedly through these sales tax dollars. And so
they took that $1 million. I'm sorry to cut you off, sir.
No, you're good.
But they took that $1 million and they used that $1 million for to campaign with.
And I would say,
and I watched them do that. They did that.
It's concerning, yeah, because that money, as you saw in that list, that is a Georgetown County list. That money, again, we disagree whether it was surplus legally disagree on that, and we'll fight that fight in a more formal way. But even when you went with that, these monies you specified that this is where it's going to go. Now, speaking on Andrews, on number 8, I haven't seen any lights and signage yet, and that's what this council member said he was going to do for these areas. At least carry that part out, even if you're not going to fulfill the obligation, your legal obligation. He didn't come.
Everett Carolina brought them damn signs through Andrews because he's not doing well over in the Sanford area. Okay, got another individual that's running over there, and they've had enough of him. Okay, so he's flooding Andrews. He hasn't done. If you look at the list. This new list, none of these projects are aside from what the town of Andrews is doing. None of this other stuff is focused on the west side of the county. This stuff is Plantersville, up around where all the councilmen live at. Am I wrong in this?
No, that's if you do a little analysis on those lists, you'll see and get your map it out, and you'll see the point that you're making. So anything that says Andrews, those are submitted. 4 of the 5 that you're seeing that was submitted.
The fire department. We ain't even gonna because again, and that's another thing about Georgetown County. They do these things and they get called out on it, and they just move on as if it did not happen.
That's true. That was not a good couple of days for any of us. But hopefully we got that resolved and moved on. But the thing is that when you take this kind of money now, and again, assuming that what you're saying now is what was said. I don't know if that's the one you were at, but you can't. I think it's unethical to take the monies that you have allotted for these lights and signs and all those other things to now flash this in front of the people's face and say, "Here, I have money."
He did it. Here, there you go.
You can't.
There you go. I'll flash it for you. There you go. Him and all the people that's going to vote for him right there. That's it. That's how many votes he's going to get right there.
Now, where is this? Is this in
This is in Santee. This is part of
on that list?
Yes. That's part of, but all right, let me go back to that list, right? And so anybody from Santee area or Sanford that was at that meeting that I was at, right? And that was the meeting right before they had the CPST meeting up there. That money, again, he shuffled that money. That $1 million, again, that $1 million, he shuffled that $1 million around. Okay, split it up to where, let me pull up the list. Hold on here. Again, my crew had to go to a wedding down in Honduras. Good luck getting back. I mean, they'll be all right. You know, they just got to come through the airport. Or
So you're working it all tonight by yourself?
Yeah, all by myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but the crew, again, you know, they'll I just don't want to talk about how their status or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Don't judge people. Oh my goodness. But hold on, where are we at? I got that stuff up here, I think. Yep. All right, boom. There we go. So on this list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, so this is when there's surplus, when they
7 million. You see on the bottom of the screen, the circle, $7 million. That's the $7 million.
When they published this list, each council member was given, as you stated, $7 million to go out and come up with their projects. So this was a list of projects. The assumption is that these council members that's representing these districts where these projects would have had a conversation with the people to say, hey, I have $1 million. What would you like to see? Now I've heard some of the folks from Sanford say that they didn't vote for tennis courts and all those kind of other.
On number six.
Number six.
It was and here's what he did. Mm-hmm. And so the folks in Sanford could tell us, please get in the comment section and tell us, has any of this damn work from that first meeting been done yet? Right. So on number 6, it says here, resurface tennis courts in no. I'm sorry.
No, tennis courts in North Santee and Sanford.
6, yeah, tennis courts for North Santee and Sanford Parks, right? And so Sanford did not get a tennis court. So split that number in half, that's what he came there with. And that's why Mr. Chris Robinson was asking a question about, because he was like, he split, let me see, what's that number? Tennis court. Somebody in the comment section, please split in half, $334,872.
Yeah, well, even with that, then even number 8, I know it hasn't happened in Andrews, so maybe there's some signage on trails in North Santee and lights in Sanford and Andrews and Lamberton. But I know there's no lights in Andrews. We haven't gotten a dime out of the 88,000. Apologize. So is there another list that was revised that changed all these promises? I don't know. Or we just kind of freewheeling with this thing now. And as you said, if any of these, if a penny of this money is being used to convince people to vote for you, that is unethical. Because this money should be going to this, but if we back it up, it should never have been on this list. It should have been going to the projects that was on the 2014 list. So if we want to really talk about technically and legally, but since we're here, why isn't those things done? Now we see some of those projects on there were completed. The recycle center out in Big Dam, which is in District 5, and a few others, but if people need to get out and ride around and see where your money going. But if you sit back and wait for someone, to tell you what they've told you, then you're going to get only their story. Go verify. You're
gonna get L word too. I ain't even gonna say it, but
yeah, go out because. But that should not be happening. If that is what he's selling to the people, then you guys are getting
And that's what I'm saying to you guys about Ernie Cooper. This is what I know about Ernie Cooper, right? I ain't talking about Pastor Ernie. I'm talking about Ernie Cooper that I grew up him at my house with my uncles, and he ain't gonna do that to you, right? And if he do, I'll call his ass out too.
That's right.
Okay? He ain't gonna do that to you. Okay, what you can expect from him is exactly what the situation is. Okay, so
I think this man is a great choice. I mean, certainly he has my endorsement. Because here's the deal, and I don't have any. This is not a personal thing, but where I sit, I see what's happening and what's not happening. Okay, and regardless of what's being said behind closed doors or anywhere else, this man and all the other one, Raymond Newton has been a partner in Andrews, helping us along the way. That's just the way it is. Unfortunately, nobody, is entered the race for District 5, but it's just the facts. This is not personal. I know these guys, and I had conversations with them before I became elected official, and even afterwards. And it is what it is. If you're not working together, and working towards the common good of the people and for the benefit of the people you're representing, then you're not being effective. And that's just the way it is. That's just a lot of people want to make it personal, want to make it Democrat, Republican. I'm neither one of them. Okay, this is nonpartisan. This is about business and what are you working with the entities and with your constituents to make things happen. And sometimes, and I'll say this too, I mean, a lot of times in politics, they're not going to see the work because of the things that has to happen to get the foundation done. And you just got to keep working to try to help educate folks on that level on what needs to happen first. You're not going to see a building before you see the foundation or the infrastructure in place. A lot of times our values is based on tangible things that we can see and touch. That's not how it works in this business. If you don't have a solid foundation, your infrastructure is not right, then you're not going to draw the businesses in. So that's first things first. And then it depends on the severity of where you are. You can't compare Andrews with Georgetown, King Street, or Georgetown with, Somerville. We're in different places with our stuff. And so then what's important to Georgetown may not be the thing that top priority for Somerville. And the same thing for Andrews. And that's how you kind of got to look at this thing. But it should not prevent the people who are representing Andrews or anywhere else from working together on a common cause. And so the Andrews local government, knows best what Andrews need. And these two guys or any of these other reps for their community should be listening to your people. In this case, this council represents the town's board. So these two guys should be talking to me, this council, and then going out to help, promote and help Andrews bring, but a lot of times we're doing it on our own. And that's just it. That's just the nature of it. It has nothing. If you allow personalities or your issue with me, because I'm not going to back down on what's necessary for this town. I'm not going to do that. That's not why I'm here. I'm not never been that kind of leader. If I'm here to do a job, I'm going to do that. And if that offends your little soft feelings, then you go somewhere and nurse yourself, But that's just not me. I work for these people, and that's what I'm going to do. And sometimes when I ask you and try to coordinate, and you just disregard, then we got to take it to another level. And that's what's been happening. So we need people like Mr. Cooper to come in here that I know is going to work for this entire district.
Been working for this. Where he's at. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and say he's been working for OC, but in the area that he's been at. So if that's a representation of what he's going to do moving forward, I'm all right with it. All right. Because there was no Everett Carolina talking about the ambulance situation. There was no Raymond Newton talking about the Everett Carolina. So when you guys go and check Raymond Newton's name on there, I hope you feel comfortable, right, knowing that you're voting for somebody that does not represent Andrews. Unfortunately, there's nobody that's running against him. All right. But you stay in there and run again. If you run again, I'm running. All right. Don't hold me to that. That's a joke. That's jokes. You don't know comedy when you hear.
And I will go back to that if you don't mind. And I want to credit the people. Mr. Greg Bennett, who was on the ground, got over 1,000. I think he's got several hundred, maybe over 1,000 signature to move forward to help bring attention to this intersection. We did some work back in 2018. We were always working with our our state level officials. And January of this year, we got approval to get a beacon light and some other traffic control measures at the sign. It's just taking a little bit longer now. To me, I thought it would have been done. But again, I understand it's a process. But for your point, there was no other effort from the guys until a bishop from Williamsburg County went to Georgetown County Georgetown County Council meeting, and made a plea for them to join the Williamsburg County supervisor in writing a support letter to the South Carolina Department of Transportation to get this in. And so they did that, but the work has already been done. But it should not, and this should not have been happening. Long before I came home, the people have been making the case that this is a dangerous intersection at the intersection of MLK and County Line Road, or Lanes Highway, whatever you remember it to be. This should have been done a long time ago. And I think these kind of things that you're showing right now, this is an actual accident there since I've been here in this position. And you can see these are photos that I took. I've driven this thing multiple times under different conditions, day, night, and you can see that it's very difficult. In these lower right, you can see where it's just, you can't see. I'm less than a quarter of a mile from the stop point, but you can't tell if you're a stranger driving down this 20-mile stretch of a road without any brakes, you're going to drive right through this thing. And that's what's been happening. In fact, I just saw someone posted, I think today or yesterday, that it happened again today. So hopefully I'll get this sign up. I mean, this beacon light, because that is the problem. There's nothing to warn these folks. They voted down or did not approve the rumble strips, which I think is important, because that will get your attention. You'll slow down. But we have the approved letter from the South Carolina Department of Transportation. We need the light in now, bottom line. But there's no help. There's no unified effort to get this done. And when it's really got real bad, you'll see Everett and Raymond do their own little private thing for show. Mm-hmm. But you were not a part of the fight along the way. But I'm sure they will sit back and say this is what they did, but it was the people. I personally went to the Secretary's office in Columbia and took them all of those documents and gave it to our secretary, said this has to happen, pleading for this thing. And so, that's where the credit should be, is with the people who see this happening every day. And that's the kind of thing and that's an example of what we've been dealing with for the longest when it comes down to having any support above the municipality level. It is absolutely zero. And that's not coming from a personal side. That is the facts. It's not happening. And so it just blows my mind that people want to hold these positions, but don't want to put the work in.
It
go fishing. Go do something. If you have nothing else to do, go fishing, man. Get out of the way and let somebody get in there that's really going to work. It's tough business. You're going to get criticized. You're going to get your name all over the place. But if you focus on what's happening and you're here to do the job, then all that stuff will, that'll just be people out there flapping their gums with no effect. That's just the way it is. And you just got to be able to work through that. That's politics for them. But you put the work in and work for the people, and then it's all going to come out at the end. But it's important. So back, I got off on, but it's important that we get out here and vote and give this young man a chance to get in and help this district. That is the fact. Get in there and vote for Ernie Cooper to get things moving. And again, it's not
because this part of the county, District 3, again, we're underrepresented, and I'm gonna say it again. The only reason why you see those Everett, Carolina signs, right? And most of the people, they asking me the same question: is that a white man? No, it's not a white man.
Oh, Everett?
Yeah, because they don't know him.
Yeah,
they don't know him. He wasn't at the Martin Luther King event. He wasn't at nothing. He went to Sandpit Parade. I saw him there. But at that time, he felt he didn't need, these other parts. None of these people know him. Well, stop casting your vote for him.
It's not bashing. It's just the reality is that I see it. I live it every day. I'm here now, trying to get some things done. But here's the thing. And they understand the dynamics of this race. There's 4 people running for this one seat. You got 3 Democrats and 1 Republican. So the Republicans is unopposed in the primary. And then here you have Everett, Mr. Cooper, and Mr. Evans. Okay. So both Everett and Mr. Evans from the same part of the district. So you can assume that those votes will be split. So yes, you see all these multiple signs here in Andrews now from Mr. Carolina. It's because he needs those votes to even compete.
Desperate.
And the thing is, if you go back and look at the numbers, he didn't do well here last time. He blew Andrews off. Miss Miller won Andrews in the last election. He can't afford to have that happen now. And then and Mr. Cooper can't afford to lose his hometown.
No.
So it's work to be put in, and so we need to wake up. Everybody need to get themselves registered to vote before the 11th. We got less than 2 weeks. If you're not registered, you got less than 2 weeks to get registered.
And you don't have to go no damn place to register. You can right now. You can register to vote while we sitting on the while we sitting. If you're not registered to vote, please, I send $20 to your cash. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but I ain't running for no damn office. I send $20 to your Cash App if you show me that you just now registered to vote. If you're not registered to vote, please go ahead and we're gonna be in for a minute because we about to segue into something else. Another
let me say what, $20 and how many people?
One person. What I got with 120. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
So the first $20.
Golly, yeah. Hey.
I just want to say because you can be bankrupt by tomorrow, partner.
I'll be happy they register, but I'll be mad.
Just trying to help a brother out. Because I know Kaja got a laundry list of things that she needs to have.
Oh man,
don't need dad's money going elsewhere.
Tuition, man. That was a something I saw online today, and it kind of triggered me a little bit.
Hey, Ms. Alifax.
Where somebody asked a question about apparently at one of these schools out here in the Berg, if you have a bill, you can't go to the junior senior prom. I mean, not the junior senior prom, but it's middle school prom, which I don't even know why it's that important. But still, like, if you got a bill, the child don't have the bill, the parent got the damn bill. Like, how is that a problem? What I mean, just knee-jerk reaction. What are your opinion on that? And I say that because tuition is real. But go ahead.
No, so I haven't heard that. So you're saying they can't go if they haven't played
yeah, it's a local thing. Somebody had it on social media where yeah, if you got bills, whatever bills a child would accrue during his year in school.
I disagree because this is an event for the kids, man. You hold a parent responsible.
Come on, man. What kind of bill? You're going to school for free already.
Yeah.
You're going to school for free already.
Yeah.
Apparently, whatever that bill was for, you didn't need that. Or if you damaged the book, you needed to pay for that. I mean,
not to hold the kids from an event that that would traumatize a kid probably for a long time.
How many adults are traumatized because they don't get a house because their credit ain't good, sir? I mean, it's early training.
Probably a bunch, but I would do that to the kids. No way. Hey, you find another way to deal with these adults. Don't mess with these kids. Because I'm coming to talk to somebody. Leave these babies alone.
Hey, listen, somebody tag Marilyn Hemingway, get her on the head of the Democratic. The head. I don't want to make it sound like that, but she's the chairperson of the Democratic Party in Georgetown County, and I want to speak to her directly about media coverage in this next segment, sir. But yeah, I no, if they don't pay, don't play. No pay, no play. We got to stop. We got to start it somewhere. They got to understand. They got to understand early.
The babies are being punished for an adult, So I wouldn't support that one ever. Let these babies go to these proms.
No, if you owe money, you shouldn't be at no prom.
But see, it's not the kid. See, the prom ain't for the kid. I mean, for the adult.
So
for the kids.
Listen.
So, hey, there's a way to get that parent attention.
That's it. Leave their child out, because if their child crying at their house, mad, then guess what? guess what? They'll make sure that bill paid on the next round. I promise you that.
There goes a legal opinion.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say it like my brother-in-law says, hard but it's fair.
I don't believe in giving every kid a trophy. You know,
No,
I don't
but I don't believe
that.
That's the same concept, sir. Same concept. I don't believe that.
Trophy. But see, they're not competing. So if your team did not win, then as a team, you can console each other together as a team. You know, that you didn't win because you didn't play hard, or you didn't beat the best. This thing here is this an open school event. Man, listen, they will have some issues. You know, they will get a lot.
They're going to school for free, sir.
I know.
I mean, the bill can't be.
It's almost like this whole, you know, like keeping a kid from walking across the stage. Now, if he did something, yeah, I don't like that part of it, because this is something you can't get back. That experience, walking with your, you know, if I made my grade, I need to walk unless I've done something, you know, egregious, you know, try to hurt someone. But yeah, it's things that you can't get back. I think adults need to think twice of how this thing will affect children, you know, in the future. Whole adults are responsible.
All right, so we're gonna get into this next part.
Yes, sir.
All right, and here's how we're gonna do this. I want you to tell me what we're looking at right here.
So this is Senator Ronnie Sabb, the senator from District 32, which includes Andrews. This is his it was his kickoff campaign for re-election.
And one second. Hey, we endorse Ronnie Sabb by doing this. Okay.
Yep.
That just lets you know where we stand. But all right, let's move forward.
And so he had a really good turnout. I mean, it was well done, led by, you know, Mr. Donald Gilliard and some other people that came out and supported this. This was done on their dime and turned out well. And you could feel in the atmosphere there. There's Mr. Cooper right there. He was on the scene in his bride, and so it was a real good feeling, and you know, people are supporting. Now this young lady, we can talk about her. That's my niece. Yeah, I want to get back to that. That's
my bad. I went a little too far.
Yeah, I like
that. But people in Honduras, I mean,
you technical stuff. You got. We'll talk about her because she's getting commissioned here, but this week or in a couple of days. But yeah, so Senator Sabb had a good turnout. Had some elected officials there in support of his campaign, and he does have opposition. I don't know who that person is. I think it's a young lady out of Berkeley County.
It don't even matter who she is. Vote for Sabb.
Yep, that's our guy.
So, now, nice big crowd there.
Yep. And you know, we're there 5:30. I think we're out by 7. So again, you know, great words of encouragement. And so it was a good turnout. And I think TY Christian News, I believe it is, did the live.
No Gab News. Because I'm as I'm talking to you right now, you getting. But go ahead, go to TY. Shout out. Go ahead, give him his proper shout out. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying because of the pictures, but you can hear his remarks and the remarks from some of the others, including myself, on TY. I think it's TY Christian News channel. I guess it's channel for. And so so he did. He covered the event.
He covered the event. TY News.
Yeah,
TY News. Huh?
Yeah, Gab was there early on, but I think when the program started, I didn't see him. He could have been in the back somewhere. Not sure.
He could have been in the back, but I don't see where he did no kind of report on that. I'm still searching right now. Give me a second. I don't want to, you know what I mean. Before I go ahead and I know what I saw earlier, but to the Democratic Party in Georgetown County, y'all should be keenly aware of that. All right, because the Democrat Party in Georgetown County, who is majority, is majority black people in Georgetown County, right? Gab News, for some reason, he didn't cover that event. Okay. But when it comes to a Republican event, and before you jump off the ledge and say da 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 da, truth be told, I vote Republican most of the time.
Yes, he does, people.
Okay. But what I don't like is when the media is biased, right? When the media don't you feel what I'm saying? I've reached out and I'm gonna reach out again to the Republican Party. They don't recognize me because they see me and they be like, he got to be one of them, whatever. But anyway, that's another story. But my point is this: why did he not cover that event? Let's look at how many people here, and for those of you who see yourselves in this here, or you see somebody, I want y'all to really consider, right, how many times that you've watched, you've read something off of Gab News and you've repeated it to somebody. Okay, this man is straight up and down biased. Okay, and he's biased on a whole another level, right? Just like, take the example, and I follow these things. He know I've been on his ass since I came in this game. Well, not since I came in the game, but since I started the local politics. But anyway, all you got to do is go and look at how he covered the situation that happened last week with the business owner in Andrews who had the issue with the sewer. Truth be told, that person, after talking with the town, took their stuff down. You know what I mean? Problem solved. Georgetown had an issue with the sinkhole maybe 10 days before that, and citizens had a problem with that. But do you think he called or he reported what the citizens were saying? Excuse me. Did you think he called J. Rowe and said, "Hey, listen, you know what I mean? He's not fair. Y'all can not like what I'm saying. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. All you got to do is read. All you got to do is just open your eyes and pay attention. Ask yourself, a room this full right here, he posts none of that. None of that. Because he leans a certain way politically. I lean a certain way politically. You think I wasn't gritting my teeth when I was doing that thing down there in Andrews for what was those folks' name that came? The Democratic head, they was launching. I'm like, look at what I'm covering. What kind of Republican am I?
Oh, with a Democratic first in the nation primary kickoff. Yeah, I remember that.
But it was more important to me as a media guy to cover the story. Like I said, I think people make better decisions when they have all the information. That's just the bottom line. I think I don't care how you feel about it. Here's all the information. If somebody come ask me, how do you set up a business? I'm gonna give you every damn thing.
Well, I think just generally speaking, pick a side. If you're going to be in the true field of reporting, then I think it's got to be fair and balanced. I'm talking just generally speaking. It should not be a platform that moves misinformation or partial information that keeps a community fighting against each other. And with respect to the sewer, and people need to know, and I've said it before, I'm not going to get on social media to debate anything. If there's an emergency or things have happened that's going to put the community at risk, I'm the first one you're going to hear from. I don't run from problems. But if it's an isolated incident where it's just been blown up, we're going to get it resolved and work with that person, that company, or that resident, and get it done. But it's not something that this was an isolated incident that was had multiple things causing it. The town system is intact. It's just a combination of things happening. And then it got to this point, and it shouldn't have. But my point is that, and I'm not going to get on, I wouldn't even come on here to debate something like that. It's not a debatable, it's just go ahead and get it fixed and move on. And hopefully we will have a better relationship between the residents, business owners, the town to work things out where it won't get to this level. Because it shouldn't be happening, because at the end of the day, your town suffers, because this thing gets out here in social media, then it travels, and that's where it stays. That become a part of your resume. Whether you pull it down on this side and it's still, out here in the gab world or wherever, or the podcast world, it continues to feed that narrative, which is not really what's happening on the ground. And so that was one of those things, and I'm not going to do that. That is not where it's. People tag me and I see it, but I'm gonna work with that person or whoever it is, and we're gonna get it resolved, whether it's a town issue or not. Because in the end of the day, sewer can cause problems, in a broad sense of the the word. It gets into the system, so we got to take care of that, regardless of who is at fault or what caused it. We got to get it up, and then we'll deal with who's responsible.
And I'm not belittling the sewer situation.
No.
But here's what I need these Democrats to hear, right? Is that, and you saw me there going through my phone. I'm the type that if I'm wrong, I'll tell you right now, no, I was wrong. He did post about that. I went back and that's triple checking, quadruple checking at this point right here. The sewer situation, a Senate seat. I mean, if I put them on the scale, you know what I mean? I'm covering the Senate seat. I'm gonna cover the sewer situation too, but I'm damn sure covering the Senate seat.
Yeah, and if it's an issue that the public needs to know, it's hey, stay out of this area. It's that's good. That's not the case. It was not the case. And again, I'll be telling you, hey, stay out of this area, because we either have a severely damaged road, or we got sewer here, or a busted water line. If we don't have control of this, if we don't have control and it exposes people, that was not even closer to what was put out there. Okay, so you have to, and as I said before, the first thing I think about when is about the public safety. We don't get it right, or we don't have all the resources sometimes, but it's still on my mind. You see, so that's the first thing we're going to address is the safety of the people. Whether that's, do we have enough officers? How are we doing that thing? What are we doing to try to close that gap? So no one should ever be concerned that McCleary is not that's not his number one thing. You got to remember,
man. You listen, man. You've shown that I hear every week you come on. Listen,
I know, but
the nice guy, that's good and all that shit, man. But this is bullshit at this point right here. Like, this man is dangerous. Okay, Scott Hopper, he's dangerous. And Maryland, y'all better take advantage of what I'm doing right here. I'm open about it. Take advantage of what I'm doing, because he know he's wrong. And he's going to come to you and he's going to want to say, well, just to show, take advantage of that, right? Because he's quick to put some bull out about the town of Andrews. He just can't get over that. The night of the election, you know where his ass was at? In Andrews. Okay? Because he know black people like drama. He know redneck crackers like drama. Oh, dang, I went too far. My bad. Mom. We go too far sometimes on this podcast. I do. I apologize. Anyway, but he know. And I wanted to say this right here. If I was anybody in Georgetown County who'd be mad, boy, I'd be mad if I was from Lambertown. Yes, ma'am. I'm watching my mom, Miss Alifair. I got you, Miss Alifair. I apologize. I do, but I'd be mad if I'm from Lambertown. I'd be upset. You know what I mean? You want to know why? Because there's nobody fighting for them. Miss Amy Brandon, she was going to council and doing her thing or whatever. But as a council person, Everett Carolina's written them off. He said at that meeting in Sampit, And anybody in Sampit, if I'm lying, y'all get on here and say, hey, he lying. He said, when it came to the situation about the question about sewer and all that stuff, the folks in Lamberton they don't even want to be talked about. They don't even want to be talked to. Basically, he repeated something that he heard Bob Anderson say. You know, so if I'm that group, you know what I mean? I think the person that
But it's, and again, you know, in this case, where in this district, there's one municipality, which is Andrews. So Andrews have a local government, and so it's our responsibility first to make sure Andrews is taken care of. In the county seat, we're not expecting you to put all your energy in Andrews because we have that covered. So then the rest of these 5 or 6 large communities like the Osita, Lambertown, Sanford, Santee, Grave Station, I think it's South Island Road, you need to work. I mean, you're going to have to work real hard to make sure that because you are that person that's representing them. They don't have a municipality. Now, we are concerned, and everything we do, we take in consideration that we have 2,000 kids that come to Andrews for school every day, and they're coming from Santee, Osita, Lambertown, Big Dam. So we have to be concerned how the care and the quality of life for those people. So I'm here to advocate for them. But for this position, you should see this guy or whomever is the rep have to, you know, that's where they're going to probably spend the majority. They should spend the majority of their time, and you should see things moving. There should not be any question about flooding in Lambertown, like the 3 gentlemen at that meeting expressed. There's a boat dock that is severely damaged, have not been updated as a part of the Parks and Recreation. No one has addressed that as that gentleman said. You know, there's the lights, it's the security, there's the park, and all those things going on in Sampit that has not been addressed. And these are not new problems. These are problems that's been 8 and beyond in terms of years. Nothing has happened.
Exactly. And it should be a red flag to you that right near election time, now all of a sudden I've got funds all of a sudden. But if you look at some of the stuff that he did use ARPA funds for and some other things that he moved money for, they were to further his interest, his business outside of politics, which is in some form of real estate thing. So that's why he came to Andrews and started with, and if y'all notice the people in Andrews, you ain't heard nothing else about that side of the blighted program. When the town already had the blighted program going on, that's why you see the buildings coming down, those abandoned, dilapidated buildings. But he came to Andrews, and he had she's not a public official, I can't say her name, but Andrews News lady and council member Miss Anderson, she's public official, had them going around getting all these petitions about this blighted house program, where they were coming, the whole deal. But he was able to acquire money to do what he needed to do in Grave Station when it came to that.
Right. So then, again, it's you see it happening all the time, but you got to pay attention to what's happening and see whether you're being sold a bill of goods. So any promises this time about these, you got to really look at it and say, is this actually going to happen? But don't even take that risk. Get Mr. Cooper in there, and he's going to, he's from Andrews, he's going to work with us. I know he's going to work with all the other communities, and he's going to get it, and he's going to get it done. It's going to work as a team, and I believe that he will also work closely with the other council members at county council. And you're not going to have this alienation. Alienating, one another. He's a team builder.
They don't listen, guys. I can tell you from conversations just from 2 years of just following every Carolina, the other councilmen, his peers, do not respect him. They do not work with him. That's why he's having such an issue over in the Sanford area now. That's why he's over there again in Andrews now, in an area that he has, and he has ignored this area. He even referred to it, and I'll pull a clip up here and add it in this thing that that the small part of Andrews, that's how he viewed it, because he viewed it in terms of voters, okay, and that's how he did it. And so now he's being challenged in his position. So now, of course, he's all around now. But real fast before we get out of here, sir, check this out. Can you break this down a little bit for us?
Yeah, and again, this is a part of our. We've learned that we now have our website up. It's a great job. Kudos to the administrator and this professional organization that put this thing together, and it's very tedious. So this is a part of that, keeping the public informed of what's going on. This thing here, because of the weather changes. I've written on the back of that trash truck a few times. It's tough business. So during extreme weather and when it gets hot, we have to we change the time when the trash truck runs and operational hours. And this is just a way of keeping people informed and communicating with the public to let them know, so you can have your trash can out at the appropriate time and not miss pickup. And it's not that it's I think it's an hour earlier now. So we try to get out there when the sun comes up and those guys are moving. It is tough business. So that's what's happening here. Just changing those hours for trash pickup.
And listen, guys, it's important as you walk around, as you interact with different citizens or whatever, especially elderly people but they do have that cell phone. You make sure, because of things like this right here, you make sure that they download this app. Again, they don't have to be here on any social media platform to get the information right here. Just download this app, go to the Google or the iPhone Play Store and download Town of Andrews new app. Again, it's everything Andrews in your pocket, where you can get these updates, and because this is important information, because it'll be somebody online saying my trash is still out or whatever, and because they didn't know. Well, that's becoming less and less of an obstacle, especially.
And this was something that of course we wanted to get done, but when you have a very tight budget, you're going to have to get after those things that are more critical. But now we have our website. We also have now an IT company that is managing our network, because again, with the cyber issues that are going on across this country, and we, believe it or not, we've had some we know that try to tap into our system, but now that we have a company. We have a company now that's managing our software and our internet, all of our entire system, if you will, to keep it secure and protect the information that we have on there. So those two things are in place. We're very excited about that. Still more work to do to make this more user friendly. Please ask the mayor of the Town of Andrews. It's owned by the Town of Andrews. Yeah, we own that. That's that one. So once this thing is populated and search a number of times, that old site going to go away. That was probably owned years ago by someone, I think at the time was trying to do the right thing. But it's been the thing that's been popping up as Andrew's website. But that's not it. You'll see what you just posted is the official website of the Town of Andrews. And so there it is. Yeah. So this we had a needs assessment. Anytime you're getting state and federal dollars, or I think more so federal dollars, you have to have one of these as a part of that process, a needs assessment for the public. And so then this gives them an opportunity to come in and talk to those people. A part of that grant management process is to express other needs that the citizen the town needs, and all that data is fed into a collection system. And when we go out and apply for a grant, they'll pull it up and say, okay, the things they're asking for, the grants they're asking for, is it really getting to the needs that the people have expressed? And so unfortunately, we don't get a lot of people come out to participate in those things, but this is where your voice can be heard when you come out to these things. These are not just for formality. And so if you don't speak on it, just like voting, if you don't get out and vote and speak on it, then what's important to you probably not going to get addressed. So I asked that they all, we'll have these things again posted on our Facebook page and on the website to keep the people informed.
Also, you can it says here, please reach out to Imani Jones at Waccamaw Regional Council of Governments by calling 843-546-8502. And I'm assuming that this is a person that you can talk to about potential.
Yeah, they're the grant managers experts down in at the Georgetown County, Waccamaw Regional Council of Government. So they do a lot of the heavy lifting, if you will, when we go out to get these grants and help us manage those things, because that's a task within itself. Now we do manage grants here, some that is within our staff capacity because we got tons of things going on. But being a part of the Waccamaw Regional Council of Government, they have those offices that assist us, and Mrs. Amani is one of those experts.
Okay. What else? Something else I had here. Where are we?
We're gonna hear from Mr. Cooper anytime here. We need to see him so you can talk to the people about. And this is a good format to reach more people because it's a big district, theoretically you need to be out there to look eye with every one of your voters, but reality is that's not going to happen. So this is a good platform. He has a Facebook page. A lot of his information is posted. I'm not sure if we've talked about that or kind of get people familiar with his Facebook page. But
post that Facebook page for me, please, Miss Veronica.
And again, I want people. This is not a smear campaign. It's not a smearing anybody. We're just talking facts. It's not nothing personal. It's that I just know from where I sat for the last 8 years that it just have not been any support from that level. And we need somebody who can work with us to ensure that Andrews and all these other neighboring communities are part of the conversation, and that there's information exchange both ways. That's really what it's all about. This buddy stuff can go out the window.
I mean, Everett is, again, follow him, see where he is. You go follow for yourself. It's not a smear campaign. I
would never do that.
As a politician, I think he's trash. I've followed him. I've become familiar with what's going on and what his function should be. Again, he's not supposed to be saving the world, but he's supposed to be an advocate for the people who voted for him, and he does not do that. Okay, he does not do that. What he does is, and I've seen this. This is not something that I'm making up. I've seen him do these things. He will take the people he's supposed to be representing, and he will put them out in front when it comes to an issue. He wants them to come to council and talk, and then he never gets he never gets these topics put on the agenda, right? And for those of you who don't know, there is Robert's rule when it comes to these meetings. So if you want these issues to be heard, they need to be added as a part of the agenda and not just somebody blurting out, random whatever. And so this guy is never up front in front of, he does not display any qualities of a leader. And that's just, it showed itself. Okay. And we're going to go through, not tonight, but over this, as this process plays out, you know what I mean? I don't want the people of District 3 to make the same mistake another time with this gentleman, Mr. Everett Carolina. Okay. Unfortunately, nobody's running against Raymond Newton. And so we're going to have to suffer this guy another time. But change has to be made. Let's see. I got some more stuff I want to put up here, but
yeah, I'm with you. I saw your daughter, Miss Kaja, covered me last. She did a very good job. She sat in last week on the Real Talk, and she's a natural.
Yeah, man.
Miss Kaja held it down last week.
Yeah, she is that basketball has got her attention, man.
She loves basketball?
Yeah, don't even want to come in after, just well, today she had to come. Only reason she came in the house is to pick up the basketball and go right back outside after school.
That's good. Kids don't get out enough now. I mean, of course don't. She's not compete with work, but I know she's a smart baby too, so she'll be fine. And again, WNBA is stolen the airway.
Yeah,
I'm watching. I don't even pay attention to the other guys. I'm watching to see what's going to happen in this upcoming season, which should kick off here in a little bit. So you've called, yeah, he's not. Yeah, Everett Carolina's not a fan. That's fine. He'll be just fine. But yeah, it's good. It's good to see him. I'm working on another community project. We still got to address some issues. With respect to the violence that we continue to experience around here. So
before you get into that, because that made me think about something. Because of the situation this weekend, I was looking for Mr. Randall, but I missed him. He was at the Fun Day, but he was attending a funeral, and is Mr. Randall right here. And for those who support Miss Rouse, please ask her to send me over a flyer. I'll put it up. Okay. We have a lot to do. Well, let's do it now. And that's Mr. Randall Neesmith. He's running for District 3 over in Williamsburg County.
And so people know those two, District 3, both of them for the Georgetown and Williamsburg County, overlaps in Andrews. So we have the Deerwood, I think it's Magnolia Apartments right across from the elementary school. All those houses and things right along the county line are actually Andrews citizens, but vote on the Williamsburg County Council side. So so this district is important, and it will impact the town of Andrews, just so you know. And hopefully the candidates are making their way through Andrews. I did see Miss Rouse had a motorcade or something in the
God, she came through like the president of the United States.
So she had about 10 cars down in there.
Man, she came through. But you see what better be careful with that.
Oh, yes, Ms. Veronica, she rocking with Randall Neesmith and Ernie Cooper. Woo-hoo.
District 3.
So elections.
Hey, so and here's kind of to my point. Here's kind of to the point that I'm making about this is what it looks like when a politician is out advocating on the behalf of the people that they represent. Okay. And so can you please give us a little rundown on what we got going on? Well, that's Mr. Sab there, but there's another. Oh, where is it? Okay, there you are with the legendary.
Oh man, yeah, that's Mayor Joe Riley, man. 81 years old, man. He's still doing well. Well, this past weekend, the South Carolina Association of Mayors had their annual meeting, and it was in Charleston this past weekend. And the association, that's my good buddy there. So we call him Scooby. We're college buddies, and he was a year ahead of me. So he's now the mayor of his hometown, another retired guy. So we were out at the, again, Association of South Carolina Mayors. And so we had a great event that morning where we had a psychologist there to talk about this, the emotional stress and other things that come along with serving in positions like the one I have. and just kind of gave you some things to cope with. What you deal with in the media, just the pressures of trying to get things done with limited resources. It does take a toll on the leaders, and and it was great to be among some of your peers to hear they're experiencing some of the same challenges. When it comes down to how people just you're stealing, you're doing this and that kind of stuff, and you're not taking a dime, or just bashing it because it's what some people do. And so then, as I told her, after about 29 years in the military, we go through a lot of psychological training to deal with PTSD, things that we see that can change your mental status and that kind of business. And so I see it and I apply those, but a lot of them don't have that. But anyway, that was that morning. That afternoon, we went to recognize Mayor Riley for his service, and he also runs it's the Mayor Riley Institute, and I can't remember it's a fellowship that it brings in elected officials and shares some of his experience on how you can improve your city, your town, and some of the things that he learned, the 40 years that he served as mayor for Charleston. And you see here where the association donated $50,000 to this fellowship program, and then just to the right of that check is another check for $100,000, which came from some of the largest cities that they donated in addition to this, where again you can bring in elected officials and help them, because there's no class, there's nothing that teaches you what to do when you get in these positions. So that's why it's important to go to these be a part of the municipal association or the one for the county, so you can learn and understand what it is to do your job. A lot of people don't go and take advantage of that. And so when you and which leads to leading and making decisions off of emotion, which is almost never a good idea, to make decisions off emotions or what you think or how you manage your finances. It's just you can't do that. So you go to these things to learn. And so we had luncheon with Mayor Riley and just a gentleman among gentlemen, man. And just talked to him. His son was there with him. And I told him, and which was true, I knew of Mayor Riley before I knew of my own mayor. When I was a young
Absolutely.
kid. He was very popular.
I thought he was my mayor.
So again, it goes back to, we got to teach this stuff, man. But he was the guy I know about. I didn't know anything about any Democrat or Republican. I just knew there was Mayor Riley. He was very popular, loved by all, and did great things for Charleston. And he's still having, at 81 years old, he's still having an impact. So it's important work, and it's a sacrifice, because none of us get paid, a bunch of money, but it's a sacrifice. And as I talked to him a little bit about my career, he was more, excited about me serving as a military officer. And I'm like, no, what you have done and your work continues to be seen, and not just in Charleston, but a lot of people have taken up some of it, the model that he's used, and making a big difference. And it's the way you think about, this thing. It's the way you approach on how do you prioritize the important stuff, fix your town or your city, systematically, and where do you get the funds from? You got, so it's a method to the madness, and was really great to be out with them on Saturday. So that's what that was about. We met a big time mayor out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start a business and call it Leadership Council. Leadership. We do a leadership mentoring, and we is a relative term. We'll sign you up, and but that's what it looks like. That's what leadership looks like. Is getting out there, getting in the fight, because nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream.
It's a lot of sacrifice, man, but you got to put, and you're as that person in that seat is going to sacrifice a lot for the good of the people you serve, and that's just what comes with the parking space.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what they're saying when they sign up for it.
But if you find yourself you're the only one benefiting from what from the people that you're serving, that's a problem. So there's some checks and balances in this thing, and I don't care whether it's government, religion, military, if you're the only beneficiary, then you better step back and reevaluate, because that's not the way it's supposed to be happening. So take these positions, take them seriously, man, and then go out and do the best you can.
Where was J. Rowe in
Yeah,
Georgetown?
she was there. Mayor J. Rowe was there.
Oh, J. Rowe was there.
Yeah, but you know they had a big event. They had the Bridge to Bridge run in Georgetown this past Saturday, and I wanted to do that, but because I've been sick for the last 10 plus days, wasn't able. Well, I wasn't going to do it anyway, you know, because I was going to certainly go and be a part of the meeting, the conference we had. But yeah, she was on board.
Yeah, you done stole $50, Thomas, because where that extra 50 came from right there. We didn't authorize that.
Yeah, no, it's less than that, Mr. Thomas. Appreciate the, you know, is that what you want me to shoot for a raise? That's not going to happen. It's good stuff, man.
All right, so listen, before we get out of here, I saved the best for last. I wanted to save this part right here. So I'm gonna clip it out for you. So but let's see where we at right here. Tell us what we're looking at here, sir.
Oh man, I'm so proud of that young lady there. Oh man. Listen, you see, she's this is Kristen, my niece, my sister Tawana's daughter. She's getting commissioned the United States Army as a second lieutenant this Thursday, and I have the privilege and honor of pinning her second lieutenant butter bar on her Thursday at 1 o'clock at the University of South Carolina, where she's one of the top cadets, and I'm very proud of her. You know, again, being a commissioned officer is a big deal. Serving in the military is a big deal, period. And I'm proud of her. She will become the second in our family that will represent the United States Army as a commissioned officer. There's 4 years of doing this. She's also in the reserve. She's a biology major. This is huge, but she's also getting her degree in biology from the Benedict College, my alma mater. So she's following in her uncle's footstep, but she's going to do much better. I think she's going to come out as a general officer, to be honest with you. And she stick with it. But I think she's going to go ahead and continue her education. She's going to get commissioned, continue her master's program, which is smart, and then go in as a doc. She's going to go in as a doctor. So much smarter than her uncle, but we're all proud of her. We're going to all go up on this Thursday. And then Friday night, she will graduate with her degree, her biology degree from Benedict College. And again, that's my alma mater, graduated from there in 1986. But that's Christian. Everybody know her. You know, she played ball, volleyball, and track and all that stuff for Andrews High. And so this just a good young lady and working real hard. I'm very proud. Looking forward to see her grow and do great things in the United States Army. That's what's happening, man. It's a big deal. And she's a Delta, so she pledged and doing all that great stuff. And I don't know how she managed all that. Still, you know, I think she's coming out with a 4.0 or something like that. You know, Uncle was struggling.
Well, on Welcome to Andrews' podcast, she's a 5-bomb general over here. So you know how we do when we get that extraordinary, we throw that 5-bomb salute out there.
Yes, man. My daughter, who's
Christian.
Yeah. Now her sister, let me go back. Her sister, John A, is at USC Upstate, Spartanburg. She's also in the program, and she's also in the National Guard. So she's on that same path. My daughter's at University of North Georgia, who's a junior, and we will get commissioned next year. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of these young ladies, man. But she's the next. She's the next in line.
That's what's up, man. Andrew's born and bred. You know how we do in these parts right here. And so I'm gonna take credit for them. You know,
man, yeah.
This is Andrews,
huge, man. Yeah, this is huge. So I was thinking. I said, you know, I had to lose some weight. I was going to cut all my little hair off, you know, and go out and get me a uniform that fit Nah, all that's out the window. I'm just gonna go in as a gray beard, fat guy, and do my thing. But I'm very very proud of her.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. You're right, Andros. You got that right, Andros, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Jones
Hey,
Avenue, June 15th, no doubt. Have a flyer for that tomorrow, Miss Veronica. Uh, uh, yeah, man. So June 15th, the Father's Day weekend, Jones Avenue Park, all roads leads to Jones Avenue Park. We are having a Father's Day accountability, men's accountability um, get together. Okay, it's not, we're gonna have food and some music and all that, but that's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to come and talk about holding each other accountable and leave there empowered with other, because Veronica's doing a lot of work, and calling around, getting a lot of different valuable resources that we'll be able to share. June 15th, go ahead and put it on your calendar. Andrew's Men's Accountability Day, and that's going to be at the park in Andrews. And Miss Pilor says May 18th and the 19th is going to be Mayfest at Black River. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. I think I got a flyer there for you. Where is that? And there it is right there. Mayfest on Black River, Saturday, May 18th and 19th. Music Fest 2K24. For more
yes.
information, it's going to be at Richard's Landing, Fuzzy Drive, Georgetown, South Carolina. DJ Dynamite's going to be on the ones and twos. For more information, see what we got here. Hold on a second. Let me turn his mic off there. There you go. I'll see when he gets back over there. So, but there it is right there, guys. There it is right there. And tomorrow, make sure you tune in tomorrow for Hump Day Digest. I'll have Mr. Tyrone Wilson on. Mr. Tyrone Wilson is going to be talking about, or we'll be talking about some of the work that he does in the community with his nonprofit organization, dealing with teens, excuse me, with teenagers. Let me see if I can find some information on that real fast. Oh, there you go. All right, let me bring you back up there. Well, I turned your mic off.
Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah. See,
Okay.
yeah, PD came to talk to me a minute.
They said nobody's on the tennis courts in North Santee. Any males with ties to West Andrews, contact myself or well, contact Miss Veronica or me about that whole situation. Yep. The West Side. Yeah, you sound like your boy.
Who's that? Oh, no.
Veronica talking about the West Side. We didn't name that Andronians or whatever that he said. Whatever he said. Andrewsians. All right, hold on. Let me pop this up here again, guys. Remember, reload. All right, tell the PD to return my call. The little part of Andrews. That's what Everett said. The little part.
Hey, let's get with Mr. Brown, the administrator over at the PD, tomorrow between 8:30 and 5, and have him do that coordination for you.
Okay. All right, let's see here. Let me drop this in right here before we get out of here too, sir.
Dear Georgetown County District 3 residents, are you ready for positive change in District 3? Meet Ernie Cooper, your dedicated advocate for a stronger, united community. Ernie Cooper is committed to unwavering integrity, ensuring that every decision made on the council reflects the values of our community. We want to hear from you. Ernie Cooper encourages you to submit your questions and concerns. Together, we'll build a council that truly represents the needs and aspiration of District 3, Georgetown County, where everyone plays a role. Ernie Cooper believes in fostering community involvement, ensuring that every citizen has a voice in shaping our future. We pledge transparency in every action. Ernie Cooper will keep you informed about decisions affecting our community, making sure you're always in the loop. Georgetown County thrives when everyone is equally represented. Ernie Cooper is dedicated to ensuring that every corner of District 3 has a say in the decisions that impact us all. Vote for Ernie Cooper, a leader with integrity, dedicated to communication, community involvement, and transparency. Together, let's build a Georgetown County Council that works for every resident. Your vote, your voice.
Are you tired of dealing with pesky cockroaches in your home or office? Look no further than our $200 German cockroach treatment. Our program is eco-friendly, safe for both children and adults, and will quickly eliminate any cockroaches present. Plus, our fast, effective service ensures that your property will be clean and free of any mess left behind. Don't wait until it's too late. Contact us today and enjoy a cockroach-free home or office.
I'm an exterminator. Of course, we don't believe you when you say, hey, you ain't got nothing but a little bit of roaches.
I saw you guys. I saw you under that house yesterday.
Yeah, that was the guy spent the money, man. That's it's important, especially here in the state of South Carolina, where termites are just a fact of life. It's one of those things, ounce of prevention. And again, you're on the schedule this weekend, so I'll be crawling around under your house in a day or two.
Good night, Ms. Alifair.
Yes. Good night, Ms. Alifair. And I'll go and wash my mouth out with the shot of tequila.
You know she's gonna get you.
I know, man. I love these people, man. These are
right
we might not have the largest crowd over here at Angels of Podcast, but we got the quality crowd, man. We got a good crowd of people that want to be informed, and it's growing. So if you want to be a part of this crowd, please make sure you hit that follow button. We do this every Tuesday night. As again, tomorrow I'll have on, and tomorrow is just something that kind of came up, the hump day digest, where we're gonna interview, we're gonna talk to, I keep saying interview, but we're gonna talk to community 501c, community oriented projects, business owners, and the likes like that. And tomorrow we have on Mr. Tyrone Davis from the TWLUM Teen Project. And so he'll be able to tell us a little bit more about that and what it is he got going on, and how, the concerned Andrews the podcast family could help out. But other than that, sir, do you have anything else?
Oh man, there was something else that slipped. I think it was it's sports. We missed a sports segment, but I know we all love basketball, football, and those kind of things. But our track and field, 8AA.
And the baseball team won
the baseball team.
Yeah.
So the baseball started tonight. Their playoff tonight. So I'm gonna try to get out to support them. And that's a huge. I didn't realize the track team was as big as it is.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. And so we got to get out there and support those kids. A lot of them are some of the same athletes from the other sports, and that are doing well. So we start talking this Hall of Fame This Andrews High
Yeah,
School New Hall of Fame thing is, these names, we got to see who it is, who we're going to be voting in here in these upcoming.
that's gonna be interesting, and I'm working on putting together a group of so we can kind of just talk about it. But I want the group to kind of span across the years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we're I mean, we can only, you can remember certain things, but during your time, that's that time you remember. You remember who was the guy, who was the girl at that time. When it comes to sports. But yeah, it should be interesting, and it's gonna be controversial anyway it goes, because somebody's not gonna be happy. That's just the way.
You know anyone who's sitting on the selection board?
I don't know. I don't know what the criteria is. I don't know how they plan to do this. But if done, I mean, as long as they get it started, I don't know. It should work itself out. I think it'll be good.
I think coach gonna put it together. It'll come out, and it'll be some feathers ruffled, but got to start somewhere.
Yeah, but more than anything, it'll bring more attention back to the program and to the school, and then we can get into some of the other issues of that are plaguing these kids.
And so I think too is for the community and for all of the county is that soon there are going to be conversations about the next school district superintendent.
Mm-hmm.
And so I encourage folks to pay attention to what's going on, get involved, and all that kind of business. So,
yeah, that's the former guy right there. He's moving on to Lexington.
And I don't want to extend your program.
No, let's go. Man, I ain't got nothing to do right now.
The thing I read, which is a little concerning, is I read something where the school board is going to hire interim superintendent, and it makes sense to me. You have the deputy that is well qualified, that was selected to be the deputy based on her experience and credentials. So why are we going through this process? Don't they just kind of like any other chain of command, you bump up
and she becomes the interim
and going through the selection for the permanent, but then to hire someone temporarily to be that doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense, because
I don't understand that.
Yeah, it makes no sense coming in like that, because it's gonna like, whereas if you just let the deputy move into that position, then things will kind of move along seamlessly. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas you're gonna have somebody's gonna come in with a new management style, but it
doesn't make. Yeah, that one. I mean, unless there is a that's some policy or not. But hey, Ms. Allison. Yeah. So I didn't understand that. I'll go back and read it again. But allegedly, this was discussed at the last board meeting. So not just your local government, but your school, just all the stuff that we ought to be paying attention to what's happening, because it all impacts our communities and our kids. So that one didn't make sense to me. But hopefully Dr. Giles is interested in this position and going to apply for it. But I just didn't understand that interim hiring somebody to come from somewhere else. It just didn't make any sense. You move her up and you go through if the firm is going to go out there and find candidates, that makes sense. But this part did not to me. Mm. So I'll just curious to see what was the thought behind that. So. Just pay attention to what's happening across the community.
Yep.
I appreciate the time, sir.
It's all good, man. I actually got to go out and move some heaters around in this house that I'm heating up here about 30,
tonight?
40 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Work goes on, man. So be careful out there, and we will see you on the flip side.
All right, and I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Again, if you're new here and you haven't already, please hit that like button, hit that follow button, and we'll get back to you tomorrow we'll have on again. Tomorrow's guest is going to be Mr. Tyrone Wilson, right here on the screen. And so look forward to that. What we got? Deuces, Miss Veronica. I appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Hit the share button and let's keep this thing